Hey, what's up, guys? This is Elo Speaks back with another video. And in this video topic, I'm going to be talking about the women's sports and the WNBA to be specific. So, as we know, Caitlin Clark has been in the limelight and causing a media firestorm with all the controversy surrounding her, not of her own fault, but she's a high public figure coming out of college for her with her alma mater, and now she recently got drafted to the Indiana Fevers, and all the spotlight has been on her. Also, a target on her back as well too. So as we know, um, Caitlin Clark is a one of the media stars right now. She's being talked about from everyone, and she's like sold out games. She's generated revenue. She did a lot so far with just her short time in the league as being a rookie. And the reason it prompted me to make this video is to show the blatant hypocrisy and jealousy of the league. Now, me personally, I don't watch the WNBA. It's nothing, no disrespect to the females of the sport. I just don't find it interesting to watch. No shame to anyone, man or woman who do. Me personally, don't watch it. Now, with Caitlin Clark, she's been bringing more eyeballs to the game, viewership to the game, sold out stadiums now. Indiana Fevers changed stadiums to a bigger location because they wanted to prepare for the more revenue of people that's going to come to watch her play, which is good because as regards to the WNBA, they don't turn a profit for the NBA. They're they lose money every time they have a season, and they've been doing that since the inception. With Clayton Clark coming in the league, it might be able to turn a corner on that. So that's good for the league moving forward. Now, again, what I talk about is the blatant hypocrisy of the sport. Now, people are saying that, the only reason she's getting all this spotlight is because she's a white girl and blah, blah. Some of that may be true. There is a racial element to it. I think it's jealousy as well. I don't think there's nothing racial about it because, Angel Reese is getting her lumps as well too. But at the same time, I think a lot of females personally don't like Caitlin Clark. I feel like they feel like she's overhyped. They feel like she's not as good as the media is propping up to be. And to some degree, I agree with that as well. I don't think she's as good as to be. But again, she's a rookie. She is a rookie. She's going through her rookie roles right now. And maybe she'll get better, in the coming years as she grow into the WNBA player that she could possibly be. But right now, she's going through it. A lot of cheap shots, a lot of hazing, a lot of dirty tactics being, a lot of aggressive guarding. And, recently one player from the Chicago Skies had hip checked her and knocked her down, which was a dirty, dirty play. She should have been ejected. I don't think that should have been fouled. That should have been at least a flagrant one, in my personal opinion. But nonetheless, they gave her a foul and then they changed it to a flagrant after the female went on Twitter, said something about it, but then when interviewed, she didn't want to say anything about Caitlin Clark. She didn't want the backlash or the media firestorm that came with it. But you had all that smoke for her on the court and on Twitter, so that just shows how much of a coward you are. Now, again, I'm not saying that Caitlin Clark is innocent in all this. Caitlin Clark does have a mouth on her. She trash talks. We just don't see it as often because she's trying to portray some type of image. We don't know how she is on court. She probably talks her trash too. And a lot of players on the court that's playing against her is gonna, they're gonna see her about that. So, hey, if she's able to dish it, she should be able to take it. Now, when it comes to the hip checking, the dirty tactics and stuff like that, I don't appreciate that. If you don't like the girl, that's fine. If you want to beat her within the legalities of the game. If you want to guard her tough, I have no problem with that. If you want to play harsh defense on her, make it tougher to score, and then beat her in the game, that's how you really get at her. But when you hip check her, push her down, try to knock her down, try to like blatantly hurt her, you lose me there, because now it's like that's outside of the game, and now you're just trying to play dirty. And again, I understand basketball is a contact sport; it's physical to some degree, and Caitlin Clark, she's gonna take some months with it. But if you're gonna beat Caitlin Clark, do it within the legality of the game. So recently on First Take, right, Stephen A. Smith and I forgot her name. Her last name is McNutt, and they've been going back and forth about it, and the whole story about how people are giving their opinion on the WNBA and what they're seeing regarding Caitlin Clark, and some of the female commentators on the show don't really like how the men are voicing their opinion and saying what they think about the situation when it's their opinion and how they feel about it. And just like how I'm giving my opinion and how they feel, but I think it's straight jealousy. I think it's straight hate for Caitlin Clark. I don't care what you say or how you try to twist or spin the narrative. This is what we see as regards to the situation. You can't tell me otherwise. You can't. They're trying to, this is how a rookie, but nah. Regardless of the situation, is a lot of jealousy because she's bringing eyeballs. She's flying first class. She's probably getting a lot of certain treatment that other players are not getting. But that's because, again, it's not about particularly talent. It's about viewership, star power. So there's going to be certain perks that she's going to get. I'm pretty sure Aja Reese is getting certain perks that she's getting as well too. So it's not just Caitlin Clark. Is she getting probably the biggest? Sure. But other star players are getting perks as well too. It may not be as big as hers, but they're getting it nonetheless. So they're trying to spin the narrative and tell the men how they should, voice their opinion on certain aspects of the WNBA regarding Caitlin Clark and the players who don't like her, etc. And that just kind of like bugged me in a way, because it's like, how are you telling us to you want us to talk about women's sports such as the WNBA, but you don't like how we're giving our takes about it, and you're basically tone policing what we can say or should say about our opinions on the WNBA, which is stupid to me. And I could tell Stephen A. Smith felt some type of way about that, because he's like, this is what I think about the situation, but you're giving me looks about it. And then you got Carrie Champion and other female commentators that formerly worked for ESPN scolding Stephen A. Smith, and this is the type of foolery that you deal with when you simp out. Now, granted, Stephen A. Smith did voice his opinion on his own show, but the fact that he can't do it on ESPN says a lot about, the certain aspects of what you can and cannot say on that network. So that's why it's good to have your own media pulpit, so that way you can say what you want, how you feel, uninterrupted, in full context, without anyone, disrespecting you or interrupting you or misconstruing what you're saying to the vast people that's listening to you. So that's my opinion on the whole situation with Caitlin Clark. Again, I'm not rooting for her. I'm not rooting against her. I think what she's doing for the WNBA is good. She's bringing more revenue, more eyeballs to the league. But I understand it's a competitive sport. They want to beat her. They don't want, they want to show her like, yo, this is the big leagues now. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit harder. You're not just going to come and take over. And I perfectly understand and respect that. But do it within the confines and legality of the game. Play clean and beat her. That's how you get your revenge. Not none of those cheap shot, hip check, all that extraness. To leave that out. Just beat her. And, see where it goes from there. If she ended up becoming a potential good player, all-time great. If she ended up becoming a bust, it is what it is. But again, she's one of the biggest stars coming out of college basketball, and she has a big name, a big following, so she's going to bring more viewership and eyeballs to the league, which is good, because that's what the WNBA players need right now in terms of their league and viewership. So, all in all, that's all I have for today. This is Elo Speaks out. Peace.